on DNVR Buffs Live. The preseason Big 12 media poll is out, and it is interesting. Also, preseason Big 12 all conference teams and much more. So let's dive right in.
Buff Nation.
Let's go. What was that? A new inflection just dropped?
Welcome in to the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota is the official vehicle of DNVR. It's DNVR Buffs Primetime, presented by Illegal Pete's. Bet.
Bet.
That's the mood.
Jake, I just tweeted out the link to the show.
Yeah.
And the way that I promoted it is I said, the preseason Big 12 media poll is out, and the Big 12 media is going to hate me by the end of the year for how often I bring up how wrong they were. Because this graphic, this position of them being 11th is going to be...
It's outrageous.
It might be the new number one receipt.
It has to be at this point.
Because, like, the receipt is not just on one idiot on Twitter.
No, it's on a whole community almost.
Did you have a vote?
No, I did not.
What's up with that?
I'd rather not get into it on the show.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough.
I don't want to be blamed. I'm already blaming myself enough for it. So.
I see. Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think that was
I
the
think
key to this?
yes.
Now we're just being too vague. So, yeah, we'll just move on.
Thank you. Alyssa, can you pull up the preseason Big 12 media poll, please?
The tweet?
Yes, mine. So, today, it was the time for the Big 12 to release all their preseason stuff. The media poll, first team, their predictions for offensive player of the year, defensive player of the year.
Oh,
all
I haven't seen
stuff.
that stuff yet.
Yeah, we'll get into it. And there it is. There is the preseason media poll. Utah at the very top, projected to win the conference with 20 first place votes. Coming in right behind them, Kansas State with 19. Third place is Oklahoma State. They get 14 first place votes. Fourth is Kansas. They get 5 first place votes. And fifth is Arizona. They get 3 first place votes. That is all the first place votes. Then goes Iowa State, West Virginia. The graph says UF that they
Florida,
sent.
welcome to the conference.
The Big 12 sent that out.
Damn, you know who is the most mad about that?
Florida.
Yeah, and UCF.
Probably. 9 is Texas Tech. 10 is TCU. And 11th is Colorado.
Again, and I said this yesterday when we were talking about preseason top 25 or whatever day that was. I can't remember anything we've done. We're doing so many shows in such a condensed amount of time.
It's been, yeah.
We've talked so much about the gap between what the media thinks of Colorado, or honestly, what the people who don't like Colorado think of Colorado and the people that do like Colorado think about it. And it's so vast. But if you could bring that up just one more time, Alyssa, this is what's wild to me. We talked about who we believe are to be the candidates for the worst team in the Big 12.
Yes, we did.
And they're all right there.
Yep.
Arizona State, Houston, Cincinnati, BYU, Baylor.
Yep.
Those are the candidates to be the worst team in the Big 12.
Yes, they are.
And this group of media has Colorado in that group.
Mm-hmm.
On the flip side, we talked about the candidates to be the winner of the Big 12.
Yeah.
And they're all right up there. They all received first place votes. Honestly, I think it's a 4-team race between Utah, Kansas State, Oklahoma State, and Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas and Arizona, I don't think are going to win the conference.
Yeah.
But this is crazy. The media of this conference believes that Colorado is closer to being the worst team in the conference than the best team in the conference, and obviously, it plays out in where they ended up being ranked. How close were they to the teams in front of them? Not even that close. So it's a big gap between where they see it.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know, man. I think that they did not pay close enough attention to what Colorado's doing.
Of course not.
It's all perceived by those. And I'm going to I might multiple times reference something that people haven't seen yet because there's a show coming out tomorrow that we recorded yesterday. But there is just this wide gap, and the people who don't like Colorado aren't paying attention. They think it's a clown show. They think it's a joke. They think it's all for clicks. It's all just a song and dance. Mm-hmm. And because of that, they just ignore what's going on. And I think they're going to regret it.
I would love to ask every single media member who voted on this to name 5 players on Colorado's roster.
Well,
besides Shiloh, Shedeur, and Travis.
Can
you name 5 players?
There's no way.
Shouldn't have a vote.
How many players do you think you could name? You just have to go.
On which team?
On Colorado.
Colorado?
Like, you have to just name as many as you can. Because have you ever tried to name all 50 states?
Yes.
It's kind of hard.
It is. I could probably name 90% of the roster.
Unless you know that song. But I've got, Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, Colorado. But
I know Marissa knows that song.
I hit a snag around Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana. Indiana. I always forget the rest of the song after that. Anyways, I think you might be able to get 100.
I probably, including walk-ons.
Yeah. Anyways. It's just they don't. And honestly, what I've realized about these media polls and the coaches poll's got to be the dumbest thing of all time.
I mean, no one takes that seriously anymore.
And I don't necessarily blame anyone for this. If your job is to cover Oklahoma State football, I simply don't expect you to know anything about Colorado.
For sure.
Unless you're out there spouting off takes. I don't know who covered a different team would go on their show on YouTube and just constantly talk about another team like Colorado. I can't think of any shows that would ever do something like that. But I don't really expect Kansas State's local beat writer at the Manhattan Little Apple or whatever they call their newspaper to know anything about Colorado. So the concept of a Big 12 media poll is kind of silly.
Kellen says, hold on, though, Jake. Name 5 players from every other Big 12 team. First off, I could probably name 5 players on most of the conference.
Okay.
But I talk on this show every day about this conference. You don't hear me saying, oh, this team's just going to suck just because I think so.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is what happens when it comes to Colorado all the time. These people look at last year, and they go, this team's just going to suck again. That's it. End of story.
But that's my point. I don't expect them to know 5 players on Colorado. The flaw is in the system, which is having them vote on it when that's not really their job. If your job is to be a national college football analyst, then I do expect you to know what's up with Colorado. And I don't know who all got votes on this and whatnot, but
I know Scott did. Put him 4th.
There you go. 4th, like I said, 4th is kind of right. I shouldn't say 4th is where I see them. In the top 4 is where I see them.
I would have voted them 4th.
Okay. Who would have been your top 3?
I would have probably gone Utah, K-State. Now I think of it, I might have gone Colorado 3.
Over Oklahoma State?
Yeah.
Well, Oklahoma State's got some issues. We'll talk about that later.
We will. We will get to that later for sure. Let's go to... Do you have any more thoughts on the preseason rankings?
No, it's just that it's wrong.
It is wrong. But it's the new normal now, is people just don't know about this team.
What's crazy in the disappointing part about it, I shouldn't say the disappointing, the most disappointing part about it is that the rest of it feels okay to me. It kind of falls in line with the way that we see like the tiers of the conference.
Right.
It's just they're so far off on Colorado. And is there a chance that we're so far off on Colorado? Maybe. Yeah. I just don't think that we are as far off as they are.
Yes, exactly. It's what I said a few weeks ago. Is I'm willing to bet this team is much better than most people think it is, than it is much worse than I think it is. Easily.
Exactly. I would bet on that all day. In fact, I already have.
There you go. Can you pull up the preseason first team? Let's do offense first, Alyssa. Have you seen this yet?
I have. I saw it when you sent it in here.
So
okay. These are the little thing. The pictures
yes,
are the
exactly.
I honestly for a second was ready to be like, did they hold a wrong picture of Shedeur and think that was him?
I know.
But now it makes sense. I see the little labels on the side.
But Shedeur Sanders voted first team All Big 12 preseason quarterback. So tell me this: how does how does the first team All Conference quarterback finish 11th in the conference? Do you know how bad the rest of the team would have to be around him for that to happen? They'd have to be worse than last year.
Right. I mean, you're now talking about him, outplaying Jalen Daniels. And,
yes.
And,
Cam Rising.
Cam Rising, exactly. Which I think he's going to do. Good job.
Yeah.
We got this one right.
Uh-huh.
But you're hitting it on the head there by saying, okay, if Shedeur outperforms all the other quarterbacks in this conference and he deserves to be first team, the rest of the team would have to be abysmal for them to end up 11th in the conference. And at least the offensive line would have to be really bad. But again, he's not going to be able to succeed at that level. I don't think Shedeur made either team last year, and he obviously had a very good season.
Yep.
For him to go up and be the best quarterback in this conference this year would be such great news for this team, and I think it's going to happen. But they're not going to finish 11th if he wins first number one quarterback.
No doubt, man. Can you go to defensive real quick, Alyssa?
Anything else notable about first team?
We'll go back to offense here in a second. But look at defense here.
Yep.
Travis Hunter's in the picture.
Yep.
It's because he's voted preseason Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year. So you're telling me the team with the first team quarterback and the team with the preseason Defensive Player of the Year is going to finish
Can't even
11th.
crack the top 10.
It's crazy.
Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I also think, how do I say this in a way that would make sense? I think having Travis as a Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year kind of displays a lack of understanding of who Travis is.
Right.
Like, he should be a first-team all-conference wide receiver and a first-team all-conference corner, in my opinion. But what makes Travis amazing is his ability to do it all. Mm-hmm. And I, don't think he's going to get the opportunities from the quarterbacks on the other side of the field to put up the stats it would take to win Conference Defensive Player of the Year.
Right.
But also, it's like, he's more, to me, he's a Conference Player of the Year candidate above any other individual award because he does everything. Mm-hmm. And even this is just like, oh, you're kind of just putting him into the corner mold and saying he's a defensive player. I think that just misses what Travis is. I do appreciate that he's voted as this, but I don't know if you voted on Travis for this, if you quite understand Travis.
They don't. They don't understand anything about this team. Let's dig into it here a little bit deeper on the other side of this. But first, shout out to our friends. Do you want to talk about Toyota real quick?
I love Toyota. Absolutely love Toyota. In fact, later today I'll be hopping in my Toyota and riding it all the way up to the mountains. Best car I've ever had for that. Most reliable car I've ever had for that. Once I get on the back, the open roads, I'm going to use that cruise control feature where basically, it wants you to touch the wheel once in a while.
Yeah.
But other than that, you can just let it ride and it'll take you all the way there. It's amazing. Toyota has incredible features and also incredible customer service. So Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota, proud partner of CU Athletics and the official vehicle of DNVR.
And if today's preseason rankings have you scratching your head, you might want to head over to Bet365. Put your money where your mouth is. We're going to do that. And when you do that, use the code DNVR365 when you sign up. All you need to do after that, deposit $10 and then place a bet of $5 or more, and you could get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Even if that $5 bet loses, all you have to do is literally place that $5 bet, and you'll get $150 in bonus bets in your account. You must be 21 or older and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Also, just a gentle reminder, over-under win total, 5.5. So there you go.
Yep.
So if you don't believe the Buffs are going to finish 11th or lower in the conference, I'd probably hit the over at this point. That's an 11th place line.
It totally is. By the
Shout out
way,
Bet365.
are we on News Watch here? Hayes Fossa has tweeted a exploding head emoji. Mind blown emoji, I guess is a better way of...
It would all happen today.
You would find a way to complain about something like that.
I'm not complaining. It's just a lot of thoughts going through my head right now. We'll see, though. I think they kind of baited us a few days ago because Hayes tweeted out like big flip incoming. Josh Quote tweets it, quarterback flip.
I didn't even see that.
And it's the some safety like from Florida or something. Just
I think you're right. Yeah.
Can we go back to the first team offense, please? This is what you're talking about in terms of they don't know Travis, because you look at the offense here and you look at the wide receivers, no Colorado wide receivers.
Well, and let's just start here. Tedero McMillan absolutely deserves to be
100%. 100%.
After that?
Yeah.
Because the number one first team quarterback is going to have to throw it to somebody, right?
That's usually how this game works, yes.
One of four is all I would ask for.
Yeah. But again, they didn't do their homework on the roster. They have no idea who LeJontay Wester is. They've never heard of him. They're convinced Travis is a better cornerback than wide receiver. He shouldn't be on offensive side of the ball at all. That's what these people think.
I don't know what they're thinking, but I do know that they need to learn the name LeJontay Wester and Will Shepard soon. And they also need to know that Travis Hunter is going to be one of the best wide receivers in the conference.
Yeah. That's it, though. Shedeur's the only one on offense. Can we go back to defense?
By the way,
one more time?
just so you guys know, someone asked in the comments why wasn't Shedeur on the offense graphic. I thought the same thing originally, but if you zoom in, they have KJ Jefferson as newcomer of the year.
Yeah.
And I guess that has to be a newcomer to the conference.
Yes.
On a team. Like, could LeJontay Wester win newcomer of the year?
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. And then they have Ollie Gordon as offensive player of the year.
Which we'll get into. We'll get into Ollie Gordon.
Okay.
Could you pull up the defense one more time, Alyssa? So we've only talked about Travis, but the Buffs did have another selection on here. And that is B.J. Green, our guy. On the defensive line, no Preston Hodge, no Nakai Hill-Green. I only saw a first team. I don't know if we're getting a second team out of this or not.
Doubt it.
I doubt it as well, but...
Shout out B.J. Green, man.
Yep.
I was thinking about this. Do you think that this has to do with the fact that there are four teams who know about B.J. Green, like the writers? So
yeah.
Arizona State, their writers obviously know about B.J. Utah's writers know about B.J. and Colorado's. I think because of that, because he was an existing player And he's been getting a lot of buzz from like what did he get? PFF, Phil Steele, I think.
Yeah.
I think that is why he ended up getting a little bit of respect here. What are you giggling about?
Nothing.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say something else, honestly.
Oh. Okay.
I'd rather
I see
not.
where you're going now.
Yeah. You said 4 people, and my mind went to 4 specific people who might have known about B.J. Green. So.
Oh. I gotcha. Okay.
So there you go. That's the all Big 12 preseason stuff. We are officially a week away from Media Day.
It is weird that, like, I don't know. I guess people just think Colorado's entire team is Travis and Shedeur and like a little bit of B.J. Green.
Honestly, again, name me 5 players besides Shiloh, Shedeur, and Travis. Hell, name me 3 players besides them.
Who would be the ones that they would know if they were? Obviously, we know now B.J. Green is on this list.
I mean, if they paid attention, any moderate degree, yes, B.J. Green's on this list. I'd say Deion Hayes is probably also on this list.
No way.
No?
Nope.
I feel like he was a pretty big-time commitment.
He was. I just don't think that coming all the way from the other side of the country, people are familiar with him.
Right.
I would say Jimmy Horn might come up.
Jimmy Horn. Maybe they remember, Omarion or Will Shepard from SEC stuff, but that's, like, again, like, there's no way unless you did the work and you just looked at, I say do the work, if you just looked at a list online of players that Colorado brought in and just literally typed those names into CFB reference and looked at their stats, you'd realize the type of players that they're getting in, but that's too hard.
Brian Howell said what we said. I feel confident saying that if Colorado's the best QB and best defensive player of the year in the Big 12, they won't finish 11th.
It's common sense. I mean, honestly.
Yep.
It's crazy, though.
Drop your vote, Brian.
Yeah, they'd probably still say Cormani's on the team.
Yeah. It's a good one. Seton.
Of course they'd know Seton. Maybe.
They would know. There was enough, like, college football world buzz around that.
That was 7 months ago, though.
Hayes Fawcett Instagram Live.
Forgot about that. Oh, man.
That was a dark time for me, man.
We need to do an off-season recap before we get to the season. Because I forgot about half of this shit already, and it's just hilarious to think back on all that's happened already.
I finished that video, and I walked to the bathroom, just looked myself in the mirror and said, "What are you doing?"
Oh, man. Okay. Did you watch the EA College Football 25 Dynasty Deep Dive yet?
I did not, Jake. I woke up, went straight into the shower, got out, went into a meeting, went into another meeting, went into another meeting, and then now I'm here.
Bro, this looks like the greatest game of all time.
Hell yeah.
It looks so sick. You can DM recruits who are committed to other schools.
You can tamper?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you can commits, not signees.
Yes.
Okay. That's incredible.
We need a EACFB
Can you
Hayes Fawcett or something in there to.
Can you imagine like the shit talk in our little
Oh yeah.
group? What do you call that? Chat room, I guess you would call it. When like I steal a recruit from you on signing day.
Yep.
Oh my
And then you
God.
reveal I've been in his DMs the last 4 weeks, bro.
Yeah. I've hit him up every single day.
Yep.
Said good morning and good night.
Yep. Wished him happy birthday.
Dude, I got the whole staff singing him happy birthday.
Yeah. Holding a cake too.
Yeah.
This thing looks so deep though, man. There's a lot of stuff that's very familiar if you played 14. You can start off as an OC, DC, or head coach. The coaching carousel is in there. It's been expanded. Instead of it being like 1 week, it goes over the course of like conference title game week to the next 4 weeks after that. There's a portal period, and it's like the portal. Guys commit way faster out of there when you recruit them rather than
Sick.
recruits. You can deter. I think you should kind of. I haven't looked too much into it. There's a whole big article on EA.com about this that explains everything, and I've only dug into it a little bit. But I think, from what I understand, you can basically decide if you want to invest all your time recruiting in the portal or the high school ranks, kind of combined them. So you could truly build a team out of the portal if you wanted to in this game.
Actually, I'm not going to reveal any strategies.
There's all sorts of like coaching trees to like develop your coach to that can help your team on the road, all this stuff.
That's in the current version of Madden, but I've heard this one is a lot more fleshed out.
Yep.
And that's good because like in Madden, we're in, I think, season 7. And I've already completely completed my coaching tree. So like the points don't matter to me anymore.
Yeah.
Also, I hadn't thought about the fact that we're going to get through a lot more seasons in an NCAA dynasty than we would in a Madden because there's less games and less playoff games.
Yep. It just looks amazing, man. It really looks like NCAA 14, but honestly, kind of just 10 years of work behind it. It's just that much deeper. It's so modern, compared to, what we talked about, how you recruit the kids. You can mention the brand and stuff that you can build around them, all this stuff when you recruit them. Recruiting pipelines, like it's accurate down to where like Florida's got fast wide receivers, South California has like good quarterbacks, Texas has big athletes, you know what I mean? Like it's crazy. It looks amazing though, man. It really does.
I'm just going to throw this out there to anyone else who's in the studio right now. This fridge over here is leaking.
Ooh, it is. Not great. Yikes.
Don't want to have to hit up our friends at Empire.
Empire today, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is their floor actually too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't need them to have to come back and fix this. Oh, was the problem that it was unplugged? Not that it. Okay. There's rags down in the bar. If someone wants to help with that.
Just putting the intern to work, man.
Hey, look, I'm in the middle of a show here, or else I would do it. Just there's like wires and shit down there. It's kind of a need some help now situation.
For sure. I'm just scrolling through this thing. This is a true deep dive. This is so much background information on this whole thing. This game is just going to be incredible. You can change, like when you change a team to a conference, it'll update their uniforms in the field to have the new conference on them.
I saw that. This is just like one of those things where it tells me that they had like focus groups and discussions, and they simulated it, but they like just started messing around with, okay, well, if you move Clemson to the MAC, which I saw someone did, like what happens? What needs to change?
Right.
They even got the logos on the 25s change. Like that just tells me that there was actual gamers who were discussing this stuff.
Yep.
And like what would bother you? What would be something that would take away from the experience?
Red shirts are accurate. You guys can play 4 games, and then you can decide to redshirt them or not.
Yep. And it auto redshirts them
if they only played in 4.
if they played 4 or less, so you don't have to like go through
That's
and select
incredible.
everyone that you want to add a red shirt to.
Pride stickers are in the game.
Oh, like on the helmets?
Helmet stickers, yeah.
Gotcha.
I think that's about it. It looks incredible. I'm beyond stoked.
Thank you, dude.
And now we get to reward him by talking about Ollie Gordon.
Oh, dang. Our guy. Our resident Oklahoma State fan. It's nice to have that. We've got a diverse, rich group of college football fans around this office.
Yes,
we got an Ole Miss guy, Oklahoma State.
Iowa.
Oh, yeah, Iowa guy.
James Madison.
Who's the James Madison?
Dwayne.
Oh, right. Sorry, Dwayne. What else other than the obvious?
We got Montana.
We have Montana. Sacramento State.
Sac State, yep.
I think that's it. Well, there's probably more, but that's all I can think of right now.
All right, let's chill out real quick with our friends over at Coors Light. It is going to be a Coors Light weekend with the holiday. Whatever you plan on doing, make sure you have some Coors Light around so that you can chill. You can come down to the DNVR bar. We're going to have a ton of events going on here to round out the off season. And then, of course, we will have the season starting. We'll be watching games down here. We'll be spending a lot of Sundays here at the DNVR bar, drinking Coors Light. We've got it on draft. We got the silver bullets. We got the stubby banquet bottles as well. Make the most out of the times you choose to chill. Choose Coors Light. Get it delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/DNVR. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
I'm gonna have so many Coors Lights this weekend. Also, shout out to Game Time.
Mm-hmm.
The absolute best way to get last minute tickets. I was sitting on a bench outside of Empower Field the other day, drinking a couple beers before the concert I was going into, and girl sat down on the other bench next to us and was like frantically scrolling her phone. I could hear her talking to her friends about ticket prices, and I was like, have you used Game Time?
Did you really?
100%. 100%.
Did you tell her to sign up with promo code BUFFS?
Of course I fucking told her that. What do you
That's
think?
incredible.
And she was like, no, I haven't. I was like, all right, download the Game Time app, use code BUFFS. You're going to get $20 off. Like, that was a mutually beneficial
Wow.
interaction for both of us. So she sat right there, downloaded it, used the code, got $20 off her tickets, got to go see one of her favorite artists. Bang, bang. It was
That's
great.
incredible.
And I even told her, I was like, Game Time was literally built for this experience that you're having right now. Last minute tickets. You're trying to get in. You want the best price. That's what Game Time's all about. So get over to Game Time, and you can be like that girl on the bench and use the code BUFFS for $20 off your first purchase. Of course, terms apply. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guarantee.
Hayes Fawcett has tweeted breaking news.
Yeah. Alabama got hawked to a Spatana tank.
Yes, they did.
Or was it a different highly rated tight end?
No, they got 4-star tight end Caleb Edwards.
Oh, so
Just
Hawk 2 is still on the
mind-blowing.
board.
He's still there. He's surveying his options, He might take this to signing day.
Makes sense.
He's highly touted, bro. All right. Before we get to Ollie Gordon, actually.
Is that what he tweeted a mind blown emoji about? Just a
I told you.
standard commitment?
They did this like 4 days ago, too.
This isn't right.
It's not.
You're messing with us over here. And I know you're doing it on purpose.
They know how the game works, though.
Yeah.
But before we get to the rest of the show, the 5430 Alliance is holding an event to celebrate the launch of EACFB 20. The day before, on campus at the University Memorial Center, there will be a Madden-style tournament. Fans can join, and you can get a chance to play against CU players. So there you go.
I wouldn't want to embarrass them in public like that.
You're on even footing with everyone now, bro.
It's true. I'm just kidding. I'm scared about how good I'm going to be at this game off rip.
Really? I'm pumped.
It's just like, I don't know, when you're like start a new sport or something when you're used to being good at other sports.
You just got to believe in yourself, man.
Oh, I believe.
All right, Ollie Gordon. This came out last night that he was arrested on Sunday morning on suspicion of DUI. He was apparently caught going 17 miles per hour over the speed limit, which was 65. Trooper pulled him over, had an open bottle of vodka and tequila in the car. Crazy thing, as he was just announced yesterday as a member of Oklahoma State's Media Day representatives.
Yeah.
He's
for
not
sure.
going to be there anymore.
You don't think so?
They'll
guess,
they'll give him the JDL treatment they got
Yeah,
last
because
year.
if he does show up, then he's just going to get asked a million questions
yes.
about that. Tough scene. First of all, no one should be drinking and driving.
Right?
But when you have as much on the line as these guys have, it's just like, please,
I know.
just think one time.
Yep.
You take an Uber, get a friend to drive you, whatever it may be. Yeah, exactly. Our guy over here is saying he's making a lot of NIL money to afford those Ubers.
Yep.
So it's a bummer for him. But this is we talk about joining a true college football conference, Jake. Oklahoma, a true college football state.
Yeah.
This will be taken care of very quickly. I'm saying max 4-game suspension, probably more likely 2.
Yep. No
What
games?
do you think? Nothing. 0 game
There's
suspension.
going to be something out about Gundy saying something. This has happened a couple times before where they've had somebody do something like this in the offseason. He reprimands them in the offseason,
Yeah.
and by week 1 they're fine.
Oh, geez.
You know Gundy's cruising around Stillwater with a half-open bottle of tequila in his car all day.
Probably, bro. Yeah, it's unfortunate to see stuff like this. It does make you want to like make me smash my head against the wall. Like, why are you doing this?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
it's crazy. But fortunately, no one was hurt.
Yep.
This could have been a lot worse. So
Definitely. Also, the open bottles in the car is so wild.
that is insane. Yeah,
Like that.
absolutely insane.
That's beyond just like, oh, you had a couple of drinks and just made a bad decision to like you were
Yep.
being reckless.
So we'll see the fallout of that. That is Oklahoma State's best player. The team picked to finish 3rd
Yeah.
in the preseason media poll.
I don't. Do you think there could be a zero suspension out of this?
I'm not surprised by anything in college football anymore. So, no.
If you remember Justin Black,
Yeah.
he had plenty of marijuana issues before he got to the NFL.
Yeah.
Never missed a game for OSU.
Justin Blackman reference. He missed a game in Denver, I think, against the Broncos because of weed. But I could see at minimum, I'm going to say minimum, is first half of first game.
The Johnny Manziel.
Yes. But these things always come out and they seem like bigger news than they are, especially in college football.
Right. I mean, yeah, look at Georgia. It's like an epidemic over there, and it's just status quo.
Yeah.
Business as usual. Ollie Gordon did also get Offensive Player of the Year.
That's how you really know if you're a college football town. If the players are just getting, why don't you just make sure you drive straight home?
Yeah, because the biggest fans are the cops.
Exactly.
pulling them over.
Everyone's the biggest fan.
Right. Oh, what a time to be alive. We have a mock draft, an early 2025 mock draft from Matt Miller at ESPN. It's just the first round.
I thought we were saving that, but that's okay. Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
I was told we were holding it.
Holding it until the end of the show if needed.
We've got to kill 7 minutes here now, man.
All right. We're not.
Yeah, you probably should. We only have 5.
That's fine. That's all right. Get your questions in the chat.
There you go. Now I have to find this again. But Matt Miller did a mock draft.
Who's Matt Miller?
Matt Miller used to be...
I'm trying to teach you to be more. You got to introduce people when you're talking about him, like Kelly Blue Book or whoever you brought up yesterday.
You mean the Ken Palm of college football?
Yeah.
Matt Miller, he is a longtime draft analyst. He worked for Bleacher Report for a while. He's been at ESPN the last few years.
Okay.
At NFL Draft Scout.
Okay.
Can you guess who goes number 1 overall in this?
Shedeur.
It's not Shedeur.
Travis.
It's not Travis.
I'm out on him.
It's Carson Beck
Okay.
going first overall to the New York Giants.
Okay. It is interesting that when you're this early on a mock draft, you're also like giving your takes on who you think is going to be the worst team.
Yep, for sure.
I don't think it'll be the Giants.
Second, Shedeur Sanders goes second overall to the Las Vegas Raiders. Just dagger through the heart.
That hurts.
Yeah, not great.
That hurts. That's going to like, if that happens, it'll be the most conflicted I've ever been about anything.
I might just quit the NFL. It's over.
Like, obviously, it won't change my hate for the Raiders.
Of course not, but it kind of will, actually.
Well, I was just going to say there's no situation where I'm not like pulling for Shedeur to do well. So it's just this internal conflict.
Exactly. Well, like, I can't tell you how many games I've watched Derek Carr play against the Cardinals, and it's like just rooting for the Cardinals hard to make Derek Carr choke.
Yeah.
How are you going to do that for
couldn't.
Shedeur?
You couldn't.
Exactly. The Broncos at 3. take Will Johnson,
Who's that again?
cornerback out of Michigan. If the Broncos
Bad
take a
pick.
cornerback, and look, I think Will Johnson's a hell of a player. Love him. But if the Broncos take a cornerback and it's not Travis Hunter in the top 5 of this draft,
Yeah, I'll lose.
I
it.
will lose my mind.
I will too.
Literally might quit the NFL.
Zach Stevens, our resident Broncos insider, yesterday said he believes, as of right now, Travis Hunter is the most likely pick for the Broncos next year. And honestly, if you have the balls to play Travis the way he's supposed to be played, he makes perfect sense to the Broncos.
He can do whatever he wants on the Broncos. He'd be their best receiver right away, and he'd be their second best cornerback and create the best cornerback duo in the league.
Yeah.
The Titans.
I hate this mock draft.
The Titans picked 4th overall. They picked James Pierce, the edge out of Tennessee. He's a monster.
Okay. Makes sense for them. A hometown pick.
5th, the Commanders take Kelvin Banks Jr., the offensive tackle out of Texas.
All right. Now we're getting a little wild here.
6th, the Patriots take Will Campbell, the offensive tackle out of LSU.
What is happening?
7, the Minnesota Vikings take J.J. McCarthy's former teammate, Mason Graham, defensive tackle out of Michigan.
Oh.
8th overall, Carolina Panthers take wide receiver Luther Burden III out of Mizzou. 9th overall, the Arizona Cardinals select Travis Hunter.
That'd be cool to keep him in the All-City family, but
Yeah.
that's just way too low.
Way too low. So Matt Miller is telling me one cornerback and one wide receiver are going to go ahead of Travis Hunter. I will bet my life that doesn't happen.
I'm with you. He will be the highest drafted of those 2 positions.
Yes. Really, I stopped looking at this after Travis, so I'm just scanning through it right now. Tedero McMillan goes 11th to the Seahawks.
What other quarterbacks? Any other
Yeah,
first round QBs?
right after Travis at 9. He's got the Saints taking Quinn Ewers.
Okay.
So that's 3 in the top 10 there. I'm just scanning through real quick. Connor Weigman, cornerback out of Texas A&M, 19th to the LA Rams.
Wow.
Riley Leonard goes at 20 to the Jets.
5 first round quarterbacks in what is deemed to be a bad quarterbacks class, or at
Right,
least was
right.
last year,
Yep.
which I always push back on.
Yep. And that's it. So there you go. But that's 2 top 10 picks.
If you're not a Raiders fan and you say something like, I love Shedeur to Vegas, just know that you're wishing pain upon me.
Me too.
Yeah, and Jake.
This company. Honestly.
Pain and suffering. I hope you're okay with that.
Is this the price we just pay to have them on the Buffs, though?
I mean, it would be worth it as a
Yeah,
price
it
to pay,
is, for
but
sure.
I don't want to have to make that trade. If
I
you had
know.
offered it to me before we got Coach Prime, I would have accepted the deal,
Yeah.
but not now.
Nicholas asked, what was Shedeur's projected pick? He was 9th overall in that mock draft.
No, Shedeur was
he was
second.
second. Yeah, second, sorry, to the Panthers, right?
No, to the Raiders.
Oh, right.
Come on.
It's a mock
Stay
draft.
with
I'm
us.
sorry. I just read off like
We just had a whole conversation
I just
about
read
it.
off like 12 picks and like 12 teams. What do you want from me here?
I want you to remember the thing we were talking about 3 seconds ago.
I know.
I don't think it's a big ask.
I know Luther Burden is like that, guys. Please. All right. What?
This is hilarious.
You were asking me where these quarterbacks are and all this, so I'm scanning through, reading team names and player names. I'm sorry, I forgot.
It's okay. It's just funny.
All right. To questions we go.
What's up, Toyota chat?
To the Toyota chat we go. Cam asks, question, how do you have the best quarterback in the conference and the best defensive player in the conference and be 11th in the poll? Please make that make sense. I can't make that make sense.
I mean, I can make it make sense. It just means that they believe those are the only 2 legitimate players on the team.
And they just went top 10 in this mock draft.
Yep. If you look at last year's team and you're trying to say like, what will this year's team look at, and you didn't look at any of the changes they made, it kind of does make sense, right? Okay, so you're thinking, oh, well, maybe they had improved the offensive line a little bit. Shedeur was a top, 3 quarterback in the Pac-12
Right,
last
they got
year.
1 5-star freshman. Let's not freak out.
Yeah. So you're thinking like, okay, well, Shedeur is going to take a step up as a senior. Travis is going to take a step up as a junior. Those two guys have to be respected, but you just didn't look at anything else. I can kind of see it. It's just, it is weird though, because it's saying like we have the utmost respect for these two players, but no one else on the team.
Pretty much. What's up, Laura? She asks, what data are they using to come up with their rankings? Have they not been seeing who's been bringing it?
They're not using data.
Yeah, it's just the media voting.
Yep.
So,
And I'm not even hating that much on the people who made these rankings. I tried to explain like their only job, their literal job is just to know the team they're playing or the team they're covering, and then the team that they're playing that week.
right.
Like they're not being asked to go on podcasts to talk about Colorado or anything like that. So it's a little bit of a flawed system. Yeah, there you go. There's no data involved. If we do our Big 12 rankings, mine's probably going to be off because I don't know enough about Cincinnati and Baylor to know which one should be in front of the other.
Right.
I'm
Definitely.
just going off of vibes.
Yep. Or you just pick between quarterbacks, which...
And I could know more than 90% of people about those teams and still not know enough about them to know who's going to separate themselves from the other one.
For sure. Yep. Dave asks, how can we troll these people when you all get to Vegas? We don't have to do it when we're in Vegas. Just hit the bookmark button and everyone will get their time.
We might be able to come up with something an interesting. We can make our own Big
Another
12 media
skit?
polls. Oh yeah, I feel like we have to match up with our barbecue sauce skit.
I've been using it a little bit lately. Forgot how good it was,
It
honestly.
absolutely slaps.
It's so
R.I.P. dude.
Yeah. Shedeur retweeted a picture of it recently,
We should actually reach back out to that company and just ask if we can like white label that as now just DNVR barbecue
For
sauce.
sure. Hell yeah.
I have like this much left in mine, and I'm just rationing it off.
I might have a bottle for you.
Hell yeah.
5280 Ivan says, one thing / feature we'd like to see on the new uniform wish list. You go first.
Metallic gold numbers. More of those.
I don't even know really like what I want to see. I just trust Coach Prime to make fire uniforms, honestly.
Exactly.
Like,
yep. I actually did. I should show you it. I did get sent a rumored leak.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I think I've seen it too. RJ asks, how do y'all feel about Patrick Mahomes' logo being on the field at Texas Tech? Jeez.
Is that real?
That's nasty.
I actually think I did see that thing yesterday where they revealed their new, because they're launching an Adidas partnership.
Oh, yep.
And I was like, what is that
fine.
weird ass logo on the field? I didn't know it was Patrick Mahomes' logo.
Yeah, whatever.
Which makes me want to beat him more when we go there.
Yep. Yeah, give us another reason. Sean P. asks, how many of the bottom 5 teams in the conference does CU play? They don't play BYU.
They play Baylor. They play Cincinnati. They don't play Arizona State.
They don't play Houston. They don't play Arizona State.
So 2.
Yep. And so even above them, they don't play Texas Tech. They play a lot of the teams in the top 6, so. I think they play the entire top 5, actually. So, trial by fire.
Let's go.
Avant asks, will coaching staff be in the game? Nope, unfortunately not.
No.
I'm holding out hope that they leave. I don't know if they left the file share in there, the community file share in there. It's not in there?
They legally had to take it out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I guess you can go custom make the Colorado roster. At least Coach Prime.
You can't. So
You can't even do that.
you can't change anyone's name in the game.
So then your only choice is to be Coach Prime in Dynasty mode when you create a coach, basically.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's like protected terms that you could be Leon Sandcastle or
They won't let you put Prime as one of the names. Or
they
something.
might. Yeah, I don't know that one for
or
sure.
Dion just won't let
Yeah.
you put that in. Yeah.
Like there's the coaching one isn't as problematic because it's the part of the lawsuit. The last lawsuit was like there wasn't anything stopping people from just creating it, and they were essentially enabling people to use like name, image, and likeness. So now they had to create safeguards against that. The bummer about that to me is like 4 years in, your Colorado Dynasty is going to have no actual players on it.
Yep. Oh, well.
Yep.
It's the price we pay.
Yep.
And I'll pay it every single year, honestly, for this game. Sean J asks, any more player interviews on the way?
We're always working on player interviews.
Yes, we're always trying. We do have 21 questions with Camden coming out this week.
Hey, that's fun. We also can announce that tomorrow's show will be with Philip Dukes of On 3. Really fun interview. Really cool dude.
Yeah.
Definitely he'll be back on for sure.
Yeah, a lot of great insight. I don't want to give away too much, but he goes into his whole story. Dukes is from Atlanta, so he's got ties and knows a lot about players like Cam Michael, like Michael Welsh, and like Julian Lewis. So it was a really cool interview. But yeah, he's been on the come up recently. He's done a lot of cool stuff, and he's covered Colorado pretty well too. He interviewed Coach Flea and Colton Hood recently as well. Yeah, you guys will enjoy that. Francois says, if you both had to pick a NCAA 25 team for Dynasty that isn't CU, who are you going with? I love this question.
Nobody.
Come on, man. Pick someone.
You answer and I'll think about mine.
I'm going with the UAB Blazers because they got a dragon as their logo.
Okay.
And lime green is one of their colors. Fire.
Okay. I got to think about like a stadium that I think is cool that I want to play in, cool uniforms. I think that the coolest, this is probably going to be considered a really hot take. I think that the coolest uniforms in college football that aren't Colorado's are North Carolina's.
Really?
Yep.
You just like the Tar Heel blue?
The Tar Heel blue, the Jordan logo.
Yeah.
I forget what they call that pattern that they use, but the pattern is cool and unique. Argyle, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
So I would consider them. I think they have a black alternate, which is sick.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got to think about a stadium that I think is cool that I would want to play in.
Dave in the chat throws out Air Force.
Air Force would be cool. Air Force would be cool.
And then I'll throw out
They also have sick uniforms.
whoever the lowest rated team is, because I will most certainly 100% be doing a dynasty mode with that team.
Really?
Yes.
Other than FCS Northwest or whatever?
Yeah. I think it's Kennesaw State.
Damn, the disrespect. And then CSU just one spot above them?
Probably, yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, so actually I wouldn't use CSU, so the next lowest team, one above them, is the team I would actually rebuild with.
Right.
Because we all know CSU is going to be at the very bottom.
Man, Air Force is a good call.
RJ
But-
says Arkansas State Red Wolves.
You know what the next feature that I want in college football is?
Huh.
When you have to choose a new Ralphie. You're like 10 years deep in your dynasty and it's like, Ralphie 6 is retiring. You have to go out to this buffalo ranch and watch them run and decide who you want to be the new Ralphie.
You go to Texas, you have to pick a new Bevo.
Yeah.
You got to get a new Mike the Tiger at LSU, all this stuff.
UGA, you have to get a new bulldog every year.
That'd be great. Nebraska, you pick a new ear of corn.
Yep. The official corn.
Did you pick a team?
I think I went North Carolina. I couldn't think of a cool stadium that I want to play in. West Virginia stadiums.
West
Or no,
Virginia?
not West Virginia. Virginia Tech's.
How about Vanderbilt? You could check out their new stadium.
No.
Black and gold.
I don't want to be with all those nerds. Did you see there's like some recruits like want high academics, and so they dropped their like academic school rankings. Oh man, the nerds are gonna be fighting about that one for weeks.
Yeah. Cannot
Rice
wait.
was number 1.
Rice.
Yeah. Stanford number 2.
Wow. Shots at Stanford.
I know. To be honest, no disrespect to Rice, I didn't know they were an academic institution.
Neither did I.
Who else? Michigan was in the top of the second tier. Mm-hmm. They're gonna hate that.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
Room Changers asked in CFB 25, I wonder if you have to take actual tests based on your major in the Road to Glory mode. You had to do that in previous games.
Wait, really?
I think in like the older games, not in, well, I actually didn't play too much of 14 Road to Glory.
You had to know things other than ball?
So I played NCAA 06 and they had a mode like this. And I'm pretty sure it may not have
Like
been very
doing
in
math
depth.
on the game?
No, it wasn't that in depth, but it was like go to class or go to workouts or something like, stupid like that.
Yeah.
So I might not even boot up Road to Glory if I'm being honest.
What'll happen for me is I'll be really bored on like a Saturday before the season starts, and I'll just end up playing like a whole season that day.
Yep.
The Rice believers have entered the chat.
Oh,
It says
have they?
damn near an Ivy League school, according to the game. I just didn't know. I'm sorry.
Apologies to Rice.
And I respect Rice because I love owls.
I like Rice, so
This is the top bird.
top bird. Wayne asks or says after Quinnell commits, you should have him and Gooden on the show. Would be awesome if that's allowed. Yeah, it's allowed. We hope he commits.
Absolutely.
And it'd be a lot of fun. But yeah, we'll try.
We're still hoping that one day someone will commit live on this show.
Yes,
And I think it's possible.
it is. Yeah, we'll see. Dave asks, will the game have the flyover? I don't
think-
know if flyovers are in or not.
I think that was specifically in reference to if you were Air Force, which would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen that. And then super chat from Don Peasy. He says, so excited for the NCAA game, but also bummed that draft classes can't be transferred to Madden. They got to fix that. By the way, I'm taking ASU if not CU. Oh, man.
Oof. They can't do that because then they would have to pay the players to be in Madden too.
Yep.
So that's why. There's all of the legality that got involved with the NIL stuff did affect some of the features.
But from the Madden side of things, if you, I guess, still care about Madden at this point, it feels like they're always going to have the file share feature there for custom draft classes and all that stuff. So you could just keep on doing what we've been doing.
Yeah, you can do custom stuff, yeah, for sure.
Can you scroll up real quick? Someone had King Mar said, without looking, ask Jake where is Rice. Do you know where Rice is either?
The state?
Yeah, the state of Rice.
Yeah, I know. Well, no. Do I know what state they're in? Yes.
I do. I know a state they're in. Yes, they're in Texas.
Yes. I'm just feeling the Houston area. Feeling the Houston area for Rice.
Is it?
I got it?
Exactly, Houston, Texas.
Bang.
Damn. Yep. Well done. I don't know. I would have guessed a big city, I guess, but I had no idea.
Thanks to this video game in my childhood, you could probably play me the first 3 notes of their fight song and I could hum the rest.
Really?
I feel that way about every team.
I think you're overestimating yourself.
I'm sure I am. I sure am. But like a lot of them are just songs that you've heard before.
Yes. Yes.
You're like, oh, whose fight song is I've Been Working on the Railroad?
Exactly. Exactly. Oh man. When you were in high school, did your high school like take their fight song from another like college's fight song?
Fight on your nights for victory. I don't know.
Because ours was Ohio State,
Oh, that's tough.
and we had winged helmets in football.
Wait, you had Ohio State's fight song and Michigan's helmets? Wow, that is sacrilegious.
It was crazy. And my high school coach, still there, by the way, shout out Coach Wallen. He was a Michigan fan, too.
And he should have changed
this was before
it,
that.
He should have changed the fight song.
I don't think he had a say.
Do you know the lyrics to your high school's fight song?
No. No.
I know the beginning of mine, but then I think I lose it.
I can't remember it, no.
All right.
But now when I hear that damn fight song, I'm like, I fucking know this song. It sucks.
I can definitely see, I hear them and I'm like, this is actually this should be on the Billboard charts. Michigan's fight song, that's just a good song.
Of course it is.
Same with Rocky Top.
There's a few, man. I've always liked, I think it's Notre Dame's.
I have to hear it.
I always liked the FSU war chant. Then the Chiefs took it over. Now I hate that song.
Yeah. The Nebraska fight song is actually just the ABCs. It's the only thing that anyone there could follow.
That's hilarious.
All right. I think that's all we got for today.
That's all we got for saying. This is it, though. We've got pre-recorded shows the rest of the week.
Yeah. So you'll probably hear us say this a couple more times, but enjoy your 4th of July.
Yes. Enjoy your 4th of July. Enjoy tomorrow's show with Dukes. And then we'll have Neely on Friday. We'll see you guys live on Monday. Let's go Buffs.
Let's go Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.